In the endless halls of the Galactic Council, voices of countless species filled the chamber. Representatives of empires older than Earth itself sat in their jeweled thrones, cloaked in arrogance. They spoke of power, fleets, and ancient wars that shaped the galaxy. And when Earth's envoy rose to speak, laughter followed. The humans were newcomers after all, a single blue planet on the edge of a quiet arm of the galaxy. Their technology was crude, their fleets small, their weapons primitive. They had no ancient heritage of conquest, no legacy carved into the stars. They call themselves explorers, hissed the scaled ambassador of the Jakari Dominion, his 4 tongues flicking with disdain. Yet they have not seen the edge of their own spiral arm. Children, added the ethereal delegate, a crystalline being whose voice rang like chimes. Playing at warships and science, they should kneel before the true empires. The laughter echoed like thunder in that chamber, and humanity's envoy, a woman named Alara Vey, stood silent. She did not shout. She did not curse. She only looked at them with quiet, steady eyes. Humanity had been mocked before, by nature, by history, by its own mistakes, and every time it had risen. But the galaxy did not yet know this truth. Far from the eyes of the Council, deep within the orbit of Neptune, something stirred. A station larger than any human city floated in the void, hidden in shadows. Its name was Project Elysium, and its purpose was beyond anything the galaxy could imagine. For decades, scientists, engineers, and dreamers worked in silence. They had listened to the galaxy's scorn, had felt the weight of humiliation. But instead of anger, they chose determination. They whispered to one another, "Let them laugh. We will answer not with words, but with something greater." And so they built. At the heart of the station, reality itself bent. Vast engines hummed with energies stolen from the mathematics of higher dimensions. They had studied black holes, quantum echoes, and the strange whispers of the multiverse. And from this they forged a vessel. It was not a battleship, though it dwarfed all fleets. It was not a dreadnought, though it carried power to erase stars. It was something beyond definition. The infinite dimension ship. Its hull shimmered as if it existed in multiple realities at once, colors shifting beyond sight. It could move not only through space but through dimensions unknown to any alien race. A ship not bound by the galaxy's laws but free of them. Humanity had poured all its pain, hope, and brilliance into it, and soon it would rise. The day came when mockery turned to cruelty. The Jakari Dominion, eager to remind the Council of its dominance, launched an attack on Earth's frontier colonies. Small outposts, homes carved on barren worlds, were burned without mercy. Millions died in fire and ash. When Earth cried out for justice, the Council only shrugged. They were warned, hissed the Jakari Lord. The weak must learn their place. Humanity grieved. Across Earth and its colonies, sorrow burned like a wound. But grief was a dangerous thing for humans. It turned into resolve. Project Elysium accelerated. Where once scientists moved with caution, they now moved with fire. Soldiers volunteered, not to fight with guns, but to stand witness to what was coming. The galaxy had mistaken humanity's silence for weakness. They had mistaken patience for surrender. They would learn the truth. The chamber of Project Elysium shook as engines roared for the first time. The infinite dimension ship, Aurora, came alive. It stretched across kilometers, but its true size could not be measured, for parts of it existed in dimensions unseen. To the human eye, it seemed to shift between forms, sometimes a spear of light, sometimes a cathedral of shadows, sometimes a shape too strange to name. As it rose from Neptune's orbit, its presence rippled through space. Sensors across the solar system went blind. Gravity trembled. The moon's tides shifted unnaturally. And then, the ship vanished. Not into hyperspace, not into warp, but into something new. It slipped between the folds of existence itself. When it reappeared, It was not in Sol's system. It was above the Council's homeworld. Billions of aliens looked up into their skies that day and saw the impossible. Panic consumed the Council. Fleets scrambled, defenses activated. The skies filled with warships of 100 species, each bristling with weapons. The Aurora did not fire. Instead, it broadcast a message across every frequency, every language. The voice of Alara Vey rang out, not angry, not vengeful, but steady. You mocked us. You burned our people. You told us we were children. Today you will see what those children have become. The fleets fired. Beams, missiles, and gravitational lances struck the Aurora. Yet each vanished into its shifting hull, absorbed into dimensions unknown. To the aliens, it was as if their weapons had fallen into a bottomless well. Then the Aurora answered. Not with destruction, but with demonstration. It opened a rift, pulling a nearby moon into folded space, and then placing it gently back, unharmed, on the far side of the system. It created storms of color across the skies, bending the fabric of reality, making stars themselves seem to sing. The galaxy trembled. The council chamber was silent. For the first time in centuries, the arrogant voices had no words. The Jakari roared in rage, demanding the Aurora be destroyed. But no one listened. Every species had seen their fleets fail, their weapons reduced to toys. And then Alara Vey appeared, before them not in person but as a projection of light. Humanity does not come to conquer, she said. We do not come to kneel. We come to stand as equals. Deny us and we will walk paths you cannot follow. Accept us, and we will share what we have learned. The council hesitated, but they knew the truth. They could not fight what they did, not understand. And deep inside, fear whispered a simple truth. If humanity chose to wage war, the galaxy would end. Slowly, one by one, the delegates bowed. Not in submission, but in recognition. Humanity was no longer mocked. Humanity was undeniable. The Aurora did not remain above the council world. It vanished once more, returning to its hidden station. But its message lingered in every mind across the stars. For the first time, the galaxy looked at Earth, not as a child, but as a peer. For the first time, ancient empires wondered if perhaps they had grown stagnant, while humanity had reached for the infinite. On Earth there was no celebration, only quiet determination. The Aurora was not a weapon of war. It was a promise, a symbol of what humanity could become. And across the stars, whispers began. Whispers of humans, the race that had built a ship beyond dimensions. Whispers of the day the galaxy laughed, and the day the laughter died, for humanity had shown the truth written in their very spirit. They were not weak. They were not children. They were the ones who dreamed beyond the limits of the galaxy. And with the infinite dimension ship, humanity's story had only just begun.